Okay, my name is Elder Gabor, and the reader is Elder Ramlab, and basically we're going to go into the scriptures and to show you that the elites that control this society, the elites of the so-called white man, they're going to be our first crop of slaves. All right, the Heavenly Father, He's getting ready to bring back slavery. Now, we were in slavery underneath these elites, so what's going to happen is going to be a turnabout. These elites are going to be our slaves, and that's a beautiful thing. All right. Now, you said you had the scripture? All right, bring it up.
This is the book of Proverbs 23, verse 18. For surely there is an end.
Yeah, because you so-called Negroes, you're always talking about reparations. Well, the ultimate reparation, which the word reparation comes from the Latin meaning to repair, the only way this could be repaired is if the so-called white man goes into slavery underneath us. That's the only way it can be repaired, all right? We're not talking about 5 states like that idiot Farrakhan. We're talking about
The whole world.
right, having the whole world, not just the so-called white man, but having the whole world as our slaves. And that's what they're created to be. When you go to the book of Psalms 2 and 8, what was the promise that the Most High gave Yahushua? He said, ask of me, and all the nations shall be thine inheritance. Well, the same thing Yahushua is going to get is the same thing we're going to get. Because we're joint heirs with Yahushua. Go on.
This is the book of Revelation 13, 9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right, if any man have an ear, and I got 5 scriptures I'd like you to go into after that. All right, if any man have an ear, especially you so-called white people, go on.
Let him hear.
Let him hear, so you can hear too. Because pursuant to Isaiah the 34th chapter, it says, come all ye nations and hear. All right, go on.
He that leadeth into captivity.
Did not you so-called white people lead us into captivity? Yes, you did. We have the evidence. All right, they even made movies about it. All right, Mandingo, drums. Plus you have historical evidence of us going into cargo slave ships. Roots is another movie. Go on.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So you led us into captivity, so you're going into captivity.
That's payback.
Now, that's payback. That's reparation. That's real reparation. If you go in the book of Isaiah 55 and 11, the Lord said, so shall my word that goeth forth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that wherein I please. So everything the Heavenly Father said is going to happen. Right? Go on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right. Did not you so-called white people kill with the sword? And the word sword in the Bible means destruction.
Yep.
What's up with the disease warfare? When you go back to the tribe of Gad, did not you give them smallpox infested blankets?
Yep.
Did not you mount the Gatling gun against them?
Yep.
What about the so-called Negroes? Did not you go into the interiors of Africa, bring them out of Africa, bring them to America and destroy them? What about the syphilis project? Tuskegee project. The Tuskegee experiments. Go on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's what we're patiently waiting for, man.
The smallpox blanket
Yep.
that they gave to Gad.
Yeah, anthrax. And that's what we're patiently waiting for. You like to say, well, why don't you guys do something? We are going to do something in the right time. The Lord said that there's a time for everything. That's in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. So we're patiently waiting for it. All right, now I'd like you to go to the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter. And I call this the downfall of the wicked elite. You're going to be our first crop of slaves, man. You Rothschilds, you Rockefellers. I got a hard on for you, man. That's really who I want, man. I would love to get me a Rothschild or a Rockefeller and beat the hell out of him, man. I mean, that's joy unspeakable. Joy unspeakable, man. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, Isaiah the 10th chapter, begin at the 12th verse.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12.
And this Bible is against you elites.
That's right.
You Rothschilds, and like I said earlier, we know you watch our shows. All right? What else you gonna watch? All right, we're the hottest thing out, yo.
Yeah.
You know, you watch our shows.
Yeah, we're hotter in July.
Yeah, that's right. We're hotter than July. All right, like Elder Tahar said. So the point is, you watch our shows, so we're gonna cut you. All right, Isaiah 10 and 12.
Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his work upon Mount Zion.
Right, when the Lord have performed his work upon Mount Zion, because contrary to popular belief, we didn't go down underneath you elites because you're so smart, all right? We went down underneath you because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father. And he used his great power to bring us down. just like he's going to use his great power to bring you down. Because guess who set you up? The Heavenly Father. All right, go on.
And on Jerusalem,
And on Jerusalem, that represents us. Like you elites, you want to be us so bad. You so-called Jews. You want to be us so bad, but you're not us. You ain't nothing but a bunch of Edomites. Quasi-us. Go on.
I will punish
Devils. Go on.
I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria.
Right, that represents you elite bankers. All right, the stout heart. You're a proud bunch of devils. That's why you have.
Proudest.
Yeah, that's right. Especially you Rothschilds, man. Every time you see a picture of a Rothschild, he looks proud as hell. Get that pride beaming off of you. Go on.
And the
You
glory
never look so proud when you're whipping the shit out of you. Go on.
and the glory of his high looks.
And the glory of his high looks. That's the so-called white man. That's why you have slogans like "Nothing can stop the Air Force." You're a proud bunch of devils. Go on.
For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it.
Right, that's how you elites feel. All the wickedness that you perpetrated in the planet Earth, you feel that you did it.
Right. Think you feel you brought down the so-called North American Indians by
Yep.
your power and by your wisdom.
Yep, that's how you feel. Go on.
And by my wisdom.
By my wisdom, and you're always on TV talking your shit about your New World Order. New World Order this and New World Order that. There is going to be a New World Order, but it's going to be you in slavery and us ruling over you. Go on.
For I am prudent, and
Well,
I
I'm
have
prudent. Go on.
and I have removed the bounds of the people.
Right, and that's what you did. All right? You stole the people's land, beginning with the tribe of Gad, the so-called North American Indians. It was you bankers, your descendants that financed guys like Christopher Columbus, guys like Pizarro, and Cortez,
Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon, which the word Ponce de Leon means pounce of the lion. And that's how you devils roll on us, like lions. Another example the Bible uses, like a leopard. What was Alexander the Great? His symbol was the leopard. What's a leopard known for? Swiftness. Go on.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and if I can say this, and you so-called white people, you still to this day, a lot of you still to this day, you're proud about you brag about the fact that you took down the so-called North American Indians.
Yep.
You brag about the fact that the so-called Negroes are in slavery and that you had them in slavery, and you still call them coons, and you still call them shines and all that other stuff. So you're gonna pay for that.
You're going to pay for that. Matter of fact, 1992, they had a 500-year celebration of what Columbus did. Now, why were they celebrating? Because 1492 was the year that Columbus started to take down our people.
That was the beginning.
And
of the
Columbus,
Renaissance.
right, and Columbus was a so-called Jew. We found that out. We got evidence on that. His father was a so-called Jew, and his mother was a so-called Jew. And Columbus, he didn't speak about his family background. You know why? Because back then, the so-called Jews had a bad name, beginning with the Bourget family. Anyway, go on.
For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent.
What verse are you on?
Verse 13.
Okay.
And I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures.
Right, beginning with the Gold Act. If you research the Gold Act of 1933, that was FDR, who worked for you bankers that set up that Gold Act. And what was the Gold Act all about? Ripping off the gold from the American people.
James 5.
Right? James the 5th chapter. Now you rich. And FDR, there was a movie called Wall Street, directed by Oliver Stone. And there's an actor in the movie, his name was Hal Holbrook. And he said, this country has gone to pot ever since that bastard FDR got in office. You can get the movie and see it for yourself. So what we think of FDR, this is what we think of FDR, right? Go on.
It says, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man.
See, we don't believe your surface history that you teach at school. Everything was all right. The white man is all right. FDR was a kind, benevolent man. So was Woodrow Wilson. So all your presidents were a bunch of gangsters and a bunch of homosexuals, a bunch of degenerates, and they all worked for you bankers. All right? What verse was that you just
That
read?
was at 13, the end of 13.
Okay, keep on reading to 16.
16, all right.
Yep.
And my hand hath found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth. And there was none that moved the wing or opened the mouth or peeped.
Right, because it was in their power to do so back
Right.
then. But now we're doing more than peeping. We're wait a minute, we're moving the mouth. We're muttering, we're peeping, we're doing more than peeping. We're